In a trade that will be etched in NBA history, the Phoenix Suns sent shockwaves through the league in 2023 when they acquired Kevin Durant. The price they paid was astronomical, a price so high it seemed almost unimaginable at the time. In retrospect, however, the Suns' trade for the future Hall of Famer looks more and more like an overreach as the NBA landscape continues to shift. Let's revisit the jaw-dropping haul that the Brooklyn Nets received in exchange for Durant. The deal was a masterclass in asset accumulation, with Brooklyn walking away with a treasure chest of valuable picks and players. To begin with, the Nets received 4 unprotected first-round picks, one each in 2023, 2025, 2027, and 2029. On top of that, Brooklyn got an unprotected first-round swap for 2028, allowing them to retain even more control over their future draft assets. But that wasn't all. The Nets also received Mikal Bridges, who had emerged as a burgeoning star in Phoenix. The Nets later flipped Bridges in a trade with the New York Knicks, landing an eye-popping return: 5 first-round picks from 2025 via Milwaukee, 2027, 2029, and 2031, and a first-round swap for 2028. Not to mention, Brooklyn acquired Jay Crowder in the deal, and he too was flipped to the Milwaukee Bucks for 2 second-round picks, adding even more value to the equation. Then there's Cam Johnson, the last player standing from the original Durant trade. Johnson remained with Brooklyn after the deal, but not for lack of rumors swirling around him. At the trade deadline, the Nets reportedly sought 2 first-round picks for Johnson, though one solid pick may have been a more realistic price tag. Still, Brooklyn's ability to continue capitalizing on their acquisitions from the Durant trade speaks volumes about the value of their haul. Reports have indicated that the Suns initially sought a hefty return on Durant, with rumors surfacing in March that they were asking for 3 first-round picks and a young player in exchange for the star forward. But, as is often the case in the NBA, initial asking prices are rarely realistic. Now, according to Kelly Iko of The Athletic, the Suns have been gradually lowering their expectations in hopes of finding a deal that makes sense. It's easy to see why Phoenix has tempered their stance. Durant, while still an all-NBA caliber player, is on the wrong side of 35. His age is a major concern for suitors, and with only 1 year left on his contract, any team trading for him knows they might be renting him for a single season. Yes, Durant remains an exceptional player who can fit seamlessly into nearly any roster, but his window of elite play is shrinking, and that's forcing the Suns to reassess their trade demands. Fortunately for Phoenix, the market for Durant isn't completely barren. Several teams have reportedly shown interest in acquiring the future Hall of Famer, and those teams could provide the Suns with valuable assets in return. Houston, for instance, has been in talks with Phoenix, and other teams such as the New York Knicks, San Antonio Spurs, Miami Heat, and Minnesota Timberwolves have also reportedly had discussions surrounding Durant. While this might not result in a full-fledged bidding war for Durant, the fact that there is interest means the Suns can still get something of value for their aging star. However, let's not kid ourselves. The return will not come close to the astronomical price Phoenix paid just 2 years ago. Durant may be a future Hall of Famer, but he's not worth the equivalent of 10 first-round picks anymore. The reality is that Durant, over the past few seasons, has shown signs of wear and tear, and teams are no longer willing to bet their futures on a 37-year-old with an expiring contract. The Suns paid dearly for a player who, while still exceptional, has not been able to turn Phoenix into the championship contender they envisioned when they first pulled the trigger on the deal. It's a sobering reality for the Suns, who likely will need to recalibrate their expectations and adjust their asking price accordingly. Phoenix has learned the hard way that in the NBA, the price of acquiring a superstar can often be just as costly as the player's production, especially when that player's career begins to wind down. In the end, Kevin Durant will always be one of the most talented players the league has ever seen. but his trade value in 2025 is nowhere near what it was 2 years ago. For the Suns, it's a lesson in timing and one that could change the trajectory of their franchise moving forward.